Hello and welcome to tonight's SBC News. Miss Seychelles 2020 Kelly Mary Annette, who won the title of Miss Intercontinental Africa, today met with President Wavel Ramkalawan. This follows her participation in the Miss Intercontinental Beauty Pageant, which was held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Miss Annette was also the third runner-up amongst 79 contestants. She says that during her discussions with the president, she shared her experience participating in the beauty pageant and that the president congratulated her for what she achieved during the competition. Ms. Seychelles says that she also spoke about her foundation, the Melen's Hope Foundation, which aims to improve the lives of orphans.
He's very proud and happy that a young Seychelles girl, 25 years old, has been able to raise the flag to that level, and we've been able to also be spotted, being a small spot in the world, be able to be known as well. So he has encouraged me in my future endeavors, and also telling me that he will always be there to support my future plans. The foundation is definitely going to stay and even go bigger than it is now, and of course with the support of the patron, First Lady, we are definitely going to stay for a very long time. And of course it's all for the well-beings of the semi-orphans and orphans of the Seychelles. And I believe my story is also something to give hope to a semi-orphan or orphan at home listening, knowing that you've lost both of your parents or one of your parents, to know that life continues. And also for the youth in general, especially the young woman, that if you want something or if you want to be something, it's never impossible. And I think on my behalf, I have opened the door for Seychelles women on the international scene. And now I've done it, which means you can do it. So now go and be your own greatness.
Seychelles and France have concluded the second and final round of negotiations with the signing of two draft conventions, one on mutual assistance in criminal matters, the other on extradition. The signing was done by the Attorney General, Frank Ali, and the French Ambassador Dominique Massa at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Tourism. Both Seychelles and France have expressed the desire for conventions to be signed as soon as possible. The next step is to have the documents verified and translated to English, which will be carried out by the French Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs.
The purpose of these two conventions is to strengthen our links between the judiciary in France and the judiciary in Seychelles. And for me, it's very symbolic. It's a symbol, it means two things. First of all, it means the trust that France has put in the Seychelles judiciary system. You should know that France will never sign a kind of bilateral agreement on judiciary if we are not sure about the full respect of the rule of law, as well as the respect of human rights. So it's really a sign that we trust the judiciary system of the Republic of Seychelles. The second point is that through these two agreements, we will be able to strengthen our cooperation in order to fight against any kind of crimes, wherever it happens in Seychelles, in France, or somewhere in the world. And this is a very good sign that we send, that we will strengthen, we will foster our cooperation as far as crimes are concerned.
The Office of the Attorney General has made recommendations to the Office of the President and the National Assembly to make several changes to the law, one of those being an obligation for a police officer to produce a receipt for any object seized during a search. This is part of a series of recommendations and amendments which will be made as part of a project that the Attorney General's Office will undertake for 2 years. Another work on the project is to ensure that all Seychelles laws, including the most recent amendments, are compiled into a single document which will be divided into several volumes. The project is expected to be completed by December 2022.
All of the laws of Seychelles are contained in this red book, and this book was consolidated in 2010. Now, after 2010, each year the Assembly makes amendments to the laws. So they amend the laws and they also amend the SIs in these green books. So it's become very difficult for a person to actually understand the current state of the law, because you have to read this red book together with 2 or 3 other books to understand what the actual law is. And the same thing you have to do with these green books. So that is a major problem that many people are facing right now.
Domestic entities which are qualified to register under the Beneficial Ownership Act can now do so on the FIU's online database launched yesterday. Domestic companies registered under the Companies Act 1972, legal partners and associations with beneficial partners are expected to register on the platform. The deadline for registration is the 31st of January 2022.
The 2nd of November was the deadline for them to start populating a beneficial ownership database amongst as one of their obligations under the Act. So prior to that, they expected, of course, to have a register being kept with the, for instance, the secretary, and the information which they're supposed to be keeping under the register with their secretary is the same information which they are expected to transfer under this database. So this database is now accessible, and it is expected that all the domestic entities start discharging their obligations by populating the database with information pertaining to their beneficial owners. We were in Nadig during the weekend in Prale for us to start the discussion and engaging with all the, especially the NPO sector and the business sector, so that they are aware of their obligations. This will continue on Mahe.
Members of the Defence and Security Committee from the National Assembly are now in a better position to support the Fire and Rescue Services Agency when discussing its budget allocation in the National Assembly. This was made after a visit the members made today at the Victoria Station. During the visit, the 4 members present got the chance to know more about the roles, function and challenges of the agency. The chairperson of the committee, Clifford André, said that the points discussed today will be brought to other members of the Assembly on both sides so that they can better support the needs of the agency during debates. Those are our main stories so far this Friday evening. Join me again at 8. Bye for now.